Dceu, but in the 90s. So it's Christopher V. Superman, it's Flash Show, it's Linda Carter. Yeah, it's them. So obviously, I will show you the entire story. Phase 1. First movie is Batman. Obviously, the movie starts out with Nicholas, with Batman, what is his real name? With Batman standing alone on a rooftop as Joker is telling Killer Croc to kill the bats. So, then Batman and Killer Croc pulls up to Batman, trying to kill him. Killer Croc gets his ass whooped by Batman. Then Killer Croc also, just want to show you that, he shrinks the more damage he takes in this universe. So he's not shrunken. And Joker's like, oh. So he lets Killer Croc, so he goes to fight Batman. And he has now a fully healed Killer Croc, who will now start, and he starts fighting him. And it's like an intense fight, they're boxing each other up, like down, 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 down. But he wins by, and then Batman stands down. And he goes into meet Joker. And he beats Joker's ass. There is no end credit scenes. It was not a thing back then. There's not gonna be a thing. First and only Wonder Woman movie. It's the 90s. Okay, it's technically 19. They were not gonna make a female-led superhero movie, but it's fucking Wonder Woman. Movie starts out with Wonder Woman rerunning Cersei as she's like trying to take her down. Cersei then whips out her new creation, Cheetah, as Wonder Woman fights as Cersei escapes, and they go head to head. Then the movie really focuses on Wonder Woman and Themyscira trying to regain a relationship with her people, as Cersei and Cheetah is trying to create a plan to kill her. And then Cersei goes up, now boosted in strength by Cersei's new potion. Yeah. Then Wonder Woman goes and fights Cersei. And Cheetah. And Cheetah is standing. Cheetah is now alone. She did not truly get defeated by Wonder Woman. It's a small setup that never pays off. Okay, it does pay off. Because this is I went according to the MCU. This is leaders foreshadowing. Like leader foreshadowing. We're not going to see it for so many years. Batman and Robin, the second Batman film. I know there is an actor for Robin. I should have said that for Joker too. But I think he fits a lot more for another Robin. So I'm gonna go with the Gotham Knight version. And I think this suit is so gosh damn sick. The movie starts out with Michael Keaton starring Batman as they're spying on Two-Face. Then they jump down to have a conversation with Two-Face because Two-Face has just been turned. They're trying to like overrule him and shit. And then it cuts to Edward Nygma, who has a plan to kill the Harvey Dent. That's what he did to him. So Robin and Batman has to now figure out a way to stop them. Next thing is Nygma actually the Riddler that has meeting up with, well, Two-Face and like, you don't remember me, Two-Face? He is a lot like Joker because they could not characterize him well. And then Batman and Robin shows up and deals with both of them. Getting Harvard after the sunset and Riddler becomes completely, and by it's Robin that outsmarts him. The movie starts out with Superman flying across the sky, and Lex Luthor standing cunningly in his outfit. Hmm. Another. Hello, Superman. Stop. I know you're in Superman and about like being evil and he knows it and he can't just prove it. And Lex is then very angry and builds a fucking power suit. I go and fights Superman again. And loses and they get flung away. Superman loses, gets flung away, and then he wins the battle. That's how he does. The Flash. The Flash starts out with Barry. I know. Technically in the comics, it was Wally West at this point, but it's Barry Allen. He is the more popular one at this point. Barry Allen runs in the city. He's been Flash for a year now, and he fights Heatwave. He wins. Then he goes to fight Captain Cold. It's a montage. Then they team up to fight him, and he wins. He splits them up, and then he fights Captain Cold, and then he goes on to fight Heatwave. And now, the team movie, Justice League. That's Justice League. The movie starts out with Green Lantern trying to save a planet from Starro. as Flash and Batman has met for the first time, and Wonder Woman and Superman has met. And she introduced him to Aquaman. As Green Lantern crashes down to meet Batman and Flash to tell them about Star Wars invasion. Batman, Flash knows about Superman, Superman is Aquaman, Wonder Woman. So they form the original 6 members of the Justice League. And then they get ready to fight Starro. They do defeat him, but he splits up and attaches to everybody except Batman, Flash, and Aquaman. So Aquaman starts fighting Wonder Woman, while Flash fights Green Lantern, as Batman fights Superman. He whips out Kryptonite, weakens him enough. Yeah. The third and final Batman movie we're now going on to. There will be more Batman affiliated movie, but this is the final Batman movie. The movie starts out with 2 years back in time. There's going to be a 2 years time skip after that. With Robin having an argument with Batman and telling him, "You're not my dad. I don't ever want to see you. I'm leaving." He is 16 at this point. He left. So now Batman is with the new. Now you see I got the guy who plays Robin. He is now Jason Todd. And she is Barbara Gordon, not another iffy girl. She was a story originally. And he started with them telling her dinner. As Bane tells Deadshot to kill the Spot. I made him Russian. I thought that would be a lot funnier if he was Russian. I killed the bot. But then when he tries to take him out, he is over with Dick Grayson. Now he calls himself Nomad. I know it's a DC thing, but he wasn't created yet, I think. But he just calls himself Nomad because he doesn't really have a hero. As Bane is really angry. Bane goes to fight Batman, Batgirl, and Robin, and he beats Batman and kidnaps him. As Robin, like, "Why weren't you here to help, Dick?" And Dick's like, "Oh, men like you were a lot of help." They have a small argument, and Dick beats him up. This is Dick's biggest regret ever. He always regrets this. And then Dick comes to help and save Batman. He saved Batman. Now Batman and Nightwing are back together and beating up him. They have a short conversation. Batman comments that no man isn't really a hero name. He says, "I'll think about it." And then we got Superman Legacy. And there's a lot of other things here, but just ignore them. We start off with Superboy crash landing on Earth, meeting up with Superman. I know their technical actors play the same guy, technically, but they're different characters. He meets up with Superboy. They have an organized. And then they have a short conversation. Superman nearly bonds with his son. He tells him it's his son, biological brother, technically, actually. And then Superman meets up with Nightwing and tells him all about the story of Nightwing from Krypton. And then Nightwing is born with a quick and easy suit chain. Then General Zod arrives to Earth, fighting Clark, and it's revealed Superboy isn't Clark's brother. It's General Zod's son! And they have a quick scuffle as... What the fuck? They have a quick scuffle and then they go off to fight and he is able to make him trust him and then they beat up General Zod together and send him back into the Phantom Zone. And then he tells them, "I really like the black. Maybe I shouldn't switch back." Superman's like, "Maybe you shouldn't. You like the black, you keep it black." Flash. Flash is now a new apprentice, Wally West. Because Wally West is the Flash, they didn't want to confuse him with being a kid type, so they dressed him in a Flash suit. And the Reverse Flash. Kid Flash is kidnapped by the Reverse Flash and like beat up and like, Barry can't help you now. And then he finds Captain Cold, Reverse Flash finds Captain Cold, and Heatwave. He upgrades Heatwave's armor with the black thing and makes Captain Cold's gun better. Flash fights Captain Cold, like Kid Flash fights Heatwave. And then they together fight with Fast Flash. Not the second team in the saga. Teen Titans go! The movie starts out with Superboy, Nightwing, Kid Flash, and Aqualad, that is Aquaman's sidekick, having a short conversation as Cyborg and Beast Boy are getting manipulated by Darkblood. As they now go to fight them. You're able to make them understand that they're on the evil and help them defeat Darkblood. And the movie ends with John Jones meeting up with Clark with Superboy. Justice League Classic! Yeah, it was on the title. I fucking found them. And then the movie starts out with John Jones having a short conversation with Superman and Batman, telling them all about Brainiac. As Brainiac flies up, meets Superman, Wonder Woman, and Martian Manhunter and takes them over. As Batman tells Aquaman, Green Lantern, and Flash to do as he says, as they are now standing against each other. And Brainiac tells him, a game of chess, maybe? And he's like, sure. A game of chess won't hurt. It will! Will hurt a lot, Batman, you fucking idiot. And then it continuously them having an argument as they're both trying to battle these characters against each other. It's like a battle royale, and they battle. And then his side wins Batman, so he fries Bernigas second. And they have a short conversation with Martian Man and decide, John Jones, to decide to stay, and Batman gives him the name Martian Manhunter. That's like a cool superhero. Batman and Superman looks at Brainiac's computer and sees this screen. Who are these generals he's talking about? Who are these generals? We see General Salazar with defeated, but he was on the 5th spot, and I had trouble with him. And Brainiac was the 1st spot, and we just barely defeated him. Who is this boss? Blue Beetle. Ted Court starts the movie. I know it's a pretty bad picture, but it looks like a suit would go like that. Is in a fucking time space. He is in a all time non-existent space. As Black Beetle, they can also travel into this, and the White Martian starts the conversation as Black Beetle goes in and beats the crap out of Ten Court as he then returns to his friend White Martian. Ten Court fights him again and wins. And now they see the black. It doesn't say their name, but they call him Black Beetle because it looks like Beetle and he's black. Superman, the final Superman movie, starts off with Superman meeting his cousin, Kara, and Lex Luthor creating Parasite. Kara and Superman goes up to fight Parasite. They don't beat him because he's Parasite. And then Kara meets Superboy and attacks him. So he has to change his color back to his normal blue suit. Presses on the emblem. It's really cool actually. And so that you won't attack him. Then Superboy and Kara goes to fight him. His parasite is coded to their DNA. This one has to be coded to your DNA, so he's able to beat him up. As Superman goes off and fights Lex Luthor in his power armor. Bam, 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 bam. Dead. They defeat him in his power armor. As Kara now accepts the black suit. As that is good. And it's a happily family. Shazam. Shazam outplays a long time in the future where Heatwave's son has become Heatwave, but he's a hero, and Captain Cold's son has now become Captain Ice, and he's also a hero. And we got Batman Beyond, Superboy Prime, and Captain Marvel. He starts calling him Shazam when he calls him Shazam. So they fight Black Adam, their known enemy. Black Adam later on tackles him throughout time with that ball, and they go fighting in time space. But he's stuck in our time. And there he meets Superboy. And he explains Superboy Prime is shit. And he's like, oh, you're Superboy. You inspired Superboy Prime. And he's like, okay, yeah, you're from the future. Okay, I don't fucking believe you, but I help you. And then they defeat Black Adam. And he tackles him, and they fly through time space, and he's defeated. Teen Titans. The movie starts off with Aqualad having a short training set with Superman as Nightwing and Flash are looking on. As Beast Boy and Cyborg have now just met Raven for the first time. She does not speak their language. She doesn't speak anything to them. She's very silent and just has to come with them by pointing. And then we see Nightwing using his absolute amazing detective skills, trying to convince her of joining their cause. And then Aqualad comes in and like fucking punches Nightwing and do some shit for her to help. And then Superboy, Flash, Beast Boy, and Cyber goes to fight Trigon. I wanted to demonstrate how tall he is here by putting two of them over and making them very small. Because Trigon is a massive beast, but he's not that massive. He's massive. Aqualad pulls up to help. As in the end, Raven comes, being the MVP with Nightwing, and fucking kills him or sends him back. They kill him by sending him back. And then Raven joins the Teen Titans. Nightwing! This is one of two Batman affiliated movies. Like, not Batman movies, but they're Batman characters. It starts out with Nightwing and Aquaman having their duel that they actually talked about having earlier, and Nightwing fucking beats him. Then Nightwing goes back to Bloodhaven, his city of Protecton, and fights up some gangsters. As these gangsters, or X4, Blockbuster. Yeah, I know it's King for spam. I could not find a good picture of Blockbuster. As he hires Slade Wilson to take Nightwing out. Nightwing fights Slade. Slade beats his ass and goes on reporting to Blockbuster. And Nightwing changes up his color scheme to red. As he goes and beats Slade, and then goes and beats Blockbuster ass. He pushes him down and makes him fall. And then it ends with him and Wally having a short conversation. Flash, married life is the second actually. It starts out with Bart Allen flying through a portal, here to meet his grandpa, and needing to tell him something. As Black Flash comes after him, he starts telling his grandpa all about his okay, it's Wally's kid. So it's Bart West, technically. But he calls himself Bart Allen to trick him. Barry never has any kids. And he tricks him and talks. And then this is a time remnant of Bart. He cloned himself by using speed. And now they're having to deal with it. And they defeat him. As Wally also pulls up and fights Black Flash. As then Impulse fights Black Flash that he starts calling himself. And now we see how so many of his generals have been defeated. Arrow starts out with Green Arrow and Speedy sitting and just watching as the kind of Vertigo is controlling some of his goods. As they go down and fight them, you see how he's double as strong because he fights double the amount of enemies. Yeah, it's a subtling thing, but it's okay. And then the next scene is Red Arrow, Green Arrow fighting Conflago, winning. Sorry, I pressed wrong. As Red Arrow is recruited to the Teen Titans by Nightwing, and Batman recruits Green Arrow to the Justice League. The movie starts out with the entire Justice League lineup standing, and then it pans to the entire Teen Titans lineup. And then it comes to the three main members of the Justice League and the three main members of the Teen Titans having a conversation to each other about the looming threat. Darkseid! As White Martian comes as first to take out Martian Manhunter by tackling him. As then we see the ground defense, and then we see the final line of defense. More like the tacticians. And one of them is there just to protect them, because they can't fight Darkseid. But it then happens, and Martian Manhunter gets tackled and away. And now Darkseid shoots a purple beam that turns all of them evil. You can see that from their black color scheme. And then he goes down, kills a lot of them. He kills Cyborg, Red Arrow, Aquaman, Green Lantern, Batgirl, but makes Beast Boy evil and leaves the two Flashes alive. And yeah, he does a lot. Then he goes. Sorry, now I spoiled a lot for you guys. I'm really sorry about it. He goes, kills Batman, turns well-known as Flash comes in, and Wally comes and picks up Nightwing. Now we see it panning out the Darkseid and his troops. The last defense Nightwings. Booster Gold and Blue Beetle. Starts out with Booster Gold and Blue Beetle arriving in the very late future as they meet this version of Batman, Batman Beyond, Terry McGinnis, as he takes them to Captain Ice and Heatwave, as Shazam and Superboy Prime is on their way. We see them have a short conversation as Booster Gold, Shazam, and Superboy Prime are training together. Superboy Prime has been hiding his power. They think he's equal to Shazam. He's a lot stronger. And they're having a short conversation as they now see him turn evil. So Captain Ice runs in to try to stall him with Shazam. He gets killed, and Shazam has to fly away. And then these organized come up with a plan how to stop him. They lock him, and they are able to shoot a time beam that sends him 500 million years into the future. As Shazam returns and tells that he was beat up so badly, he was returned to kid form, but he hasn't done in years at this point. And then Blue Beetle gets a suit upgrade because it's the future, and this is the future Justice League. Martian Man, Mars Guardian. It starts up with their fight continuing as he meets up with the rest of the heroes alive. As Martian Manhunter then goes and fights Martian Manhunter, and White Martian goes and fights Martian Manhunter and Flash. As then Flash brings him back in time and beats his ass, as Flash notices how he started fading away in the end of the film after defeating him. Justice League, the final film. Starts off with the old Flash that is now slowly fading away, telling them about Darkseid's plan. So, now, when they don't have to worry about White Martian, sorry for that, they are now very ready and avoid Darkseid's beam and team up with him and beat him up, sends him back to the ground, where they're able to take him over and weaken him enough for Wonder Woman and Nightwing's and Batman's tech to deal the final blow. Blue Kryptonite. It's not blue and Kryptonite, it's a blue rock they have created to weaken Darkseid. And then Cyborg also, he tries to escape, but Cyborg whips out a piece. He tries to escape and Martian Manhunter whips out a piece. And then Superman tries to beat him up, but he pulls out green kryptonite. And Flash and Batman pulls up. Flash vibrating as Batman does everything he can. He kills him. He takes away the kryptonite. Bye. And then he kills Batman as Batman tries to do something to Superman. And then Superman is so angry, he just kills Darkseid by beating and bashing his head. And he stands there alone, among his two best friends, dead on the ground, and the man who took it. And the man's life he took. As he pans, starting talking to Nightwing, as Flash tells him because Flash's like, well, I guess I'm Flash now. As Nightwing, well, I'm Nightwing, I protect Bloodhaven. I can't really drop that to become Batman. And then he drops this comment, I'm not a man. But there was another, yeah. He died a couple of years ago. It's now revealed that he died during the events of the second Justice League film. Now, Nightwing, Leap into the Light, the final film in the saga. Also, there's some TV shows I made, but I'm not gonna go over them. I'm gonna show what they are, but I'm not gonna go over them. It begins with the Gotham Knight standing. This is before Jason has died. This is an original concept to bring him back. That's why he never becomes Red Hood in this film. It's also with Nightwing beating up some new goons that have been fucking in Bloodhaven, that he's not good for business, right? And then he meets the Gotham Knight, who constantly reminds him of kids and nobody should ever know, so he's off his feet. So he's able to beat them. And then Nightwing has a film that Nightwing remembers that night when he fought Jason all those years ago. And he's slow, so now he realizes behind the mask. And he starts saying things that only Jason would remember to the Gotham Knight to trip him off. But when he stops, when Gotham Knight is like back, they stand in, they just beat his ass. And he pulls off the helmet. And we see how it's Jason underneath. Haven't aged a day. He puts the helmet back on. Quick fight. And then they come around. And they both get a suit saved. He says blue was your thing, so I'll take red. As Dick suits up in a new designed bat suit. Blue and grey and gold. This is more hint thing. This is the end. For the rest, I will go over the shows. First show is called The Bat Fam. It's Batgirl, and yeah. And some characters that will be introduced, I will not show them, is Tim Drake, and in the last season, Damian Wayne, and some other Bat family members. And then, Future Justice League. And they have added two more women. Bart Allen, because Flash tells them about him. It's really weird. He now just shows up. And Black Raven, because she survives. That's actually the end. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a wonderful evening. Bye.